subscribe.
Go on then. Do it.
Hello guys and welcome to my brand new Doctor Who review on this channel. Today we're on to the show's first two parter, Aliens of London and World War III. It's a middling one to say the least, but one that I've historically liked. What will I think of it this time? Let's find out. After a snappy previously trailer, we land back on Earth on the council estate Rose lives in. The Doctor believes he has piloted the TARDIS correctly, but he hasn't, travelling 12 months into the future instead of 12 hours. Similar to Rose, I love how the domestics are utilised consistently in the first batch of episodes. Rose was domestically heavy, End of the World had Rose call her mother,
Wednesday, all day.
And now we finally see the repercussions of her takeoff, as we're never told where in the timeline the events of the call in End of the World lands in, since Jackie's lack of reaction despite the traumatic events of the previous episode. After the title sequence, the tone shifts from the shocked and loving tone to pure anger depicted as Jackie provides the ins and outs of what we don't know as the viewer.
Why won't you tell me where you've been?
I don't know!
This whole exchange between Jackie and the Doctor is pretty great, and I love the Doctor's reaction at being called 40, 45.
How old are you then? 40? 45? What, you find her on the internet? Just go online and pretend you're a doctor?
Whilst the sentiment of the writing is there, the acting is truly dreadful.
Oh, where were you? I'm sorry.
It hurts.
It's so gay.
I'll stay away from you, Philip.
The pace of the episode takes us from one place to another quickly, so to have Rose deliver a monologue about being the only one to see aliens before a spaceship comes crashing over is, yes, plot convenience, but I don't care. It's exactly what you need to get the casual viewer's eyes onto the screen. And alas, we get introduced for the first time to what will become a frustrating RTD trope, news reports. Whilst I praised the domestics earlier, I absolutely despise most of it from this moment onward. As we're trying to get some information from the TV, the whole point of this sequence existing, Jackie and this random woman speaks unintelligibly over each other.
Make him well.
I'm trying to listen.
It descends the episode too close to a soap for my liking.
Oh, guess who asked me out? Billy Groot.
I am Groot.
Unconfirmed reports say the body is extraterrestrial origin. An extraordinary event unfolding here, live in central London.
No, still not getting it.
Doctor, in a word. In one very simple word, even you can understand.
When you've stuck your fins on, you can cover the whole lot in butter extra special.
It's wired up inside like nothing I've ever seen before. No one could make this up.
Now someone's taken a pig, opened up its brain, stuck bits on. Then they've strapped it in that ship, made it dive bomb. It must have been terrified.
Ah yes, Tosh from Torchwood is here, and considering we get told why she was there in the first place moments before she died. Ugh. Chris Chibnall, you bugger, you got me tearing up again. We then move on to the scenes in 10 Downing Street where we get introduced to Boris Johnson 2.0.
Blue passport. Right, inside, tell me everything.
David Very probably gives my favourite portrayal of a Slovene in human skin. He's just so endearing yet chaotic, and you don't know what he's going to do next.
By all the saints, get some perspective, woman.
Moving on, we then get introduced to Harriet Jones.
MP for Flydale North.
Yes, we know who you are.
I have to inform you that with the city gridlocked and the cabinet stranded outside London, that makes you acting Prime Minister. With immediate effect.
Oh, Lord.
What? How? Just a moment ago we were told this guy is a nobody. How did he infiltrate Parliament so much so that he was the inevitable default Prime Minister? Was this explained or was it truly left open? The farting aka gas exchange adds absolutely nothing to the story, as even now I saw no link between the farting and them being inhuman. It was just for the children and it was too silly. Particularly when you already have the hammy performances.
I'm shaking my booty.
Whilst it doesn't make a lick of sense on how they managed to get there, the scene where the trio of Slovene just laugh as menacing music plays over is terrifically eerie. Eccleston being cheerful is a sight to behold, but I don't think he does it half as well as the serious moments his Doctor gets. As the Doctor goes off to see Kansas, we return to Downing Street to see Harriet Jones again. It's in this scene where I truly get behind her as a character, and I believe Will Templar gives the strongest performance of the story.
You still can't go in.
Damn, you've seen through my cunning plan.
So when she comes face to face with David Very, it comes to no surprise to me that their on-screen exchange is charming and funny.
What is it?
Cottage hospitals. I've worked out a system whereby, you see, my mother's in the Flydale Infirmary. That's my constituency, tiny little place, you wouldn't know it. But it's given me a chance to...
By all the saints, get some perspective, woman!
Why the cabinet room would only have one person protecting it in such a crisis is unrealistic, and only there to provide the plot, as Harriet must see a transformation to link everything together at the end of the episode. The banging in the morgue is hair-raising, though as a matter of opinion I think similar is executed better in Death in Heaven.
Die, Doctor! Die, Doctor! Airball!
Though all the soldiers being in one room is another shut your mind off moment, I do like the sequence and specifically the moment that they just glare at the Doctor as both parties are taken by surprise. We're back to Tosh.
He's still here.
Oh, good thing she was pointing the gun in the complete opposite direction when the Doctor got there. After the cost-cutting gimmick pig gets shot, we're back in the cabinet room and it's this moment where the tone shifts superbly as General Asquith says he will put the country under martial law and Very looks up as the music drops.
View of command. And by God, I'll put this country under martial law if I have to.
The close-ups of Harriet's eye looking out at the transformation is an excellent piece of direction and edited superbly together with the actual transformation shots. Small twist that Mickey was the subject of a murder inquiry was neat and a short-lived return to a solid domestic effort from RTD. Credit where it's due, Noel Clarke's quirkiness when closing the foldable windows and door not only was a funny little moment but also justifies why the scene shouldn't be taken too seriously, as he quickly moves on to the fact that the Doctor had taken off without Rose. I like the dramatic score from Gold as keywords are being typed. Deceptiveness is portrayed using colour and also the lack of back-to-back interaction with the phone operator.
I'm shaking!
So, now that you've come back, are you gonna stay?
At least let her answer before you go in for a kiss, you moron.
God, I was busy.
The last time I cooked was last night, and I made steak and oven chips, which were very good.
The sight of a skinned person is kind of surreal. I like how eerie this whole segment is.
Hold on, I know that lot.
But it's looking likely that the government's bringing in...
How do you know?
Does he's work for him?
After an explanation of the slingshot the aliens had done, the team exits the TARDIS and are pursued by soldiers. I like how the Doctor just effortlessly takes control of the expert meeting, and again, when he realizes the plot, the same music from earlier kicks in.
But what do they get?
And as he talks about being trapped in a cycle, we get to see the politicians in the background get nervous.
It's not a diversion, it's a trap.
The cliffhanger goes on for about 4 shots too many, but as first cliffhangers go, remembering this was the first true cliffhanger of the revival, it was solid enough, and from the back at least the Slovene looked like very intimidating villains. I also noticed how shoddy this holds up from a visual perspective. The cameras are distractingly grainy and low quality in these final moments specifically. That wraps up my thoughts on Aliens of London. As for a score, I'd give it a soft hit, though I did dabble on either side, and a 5 out of 10. Decent with some terrific direction, character beats and symbolism, but only poorly aged humour with frustrating persistence with weaker plot elements and generally weaker performances from the lead cast. I'm very much so on the fence about this episode, but that leads us on to the next episode, World War III. Next week. That's right everyone, I simply do not have time to do the second part of this edit now that I've got a new job. So, I hope you like this extended video compared to my other videos. The next week I'll be reviewing World War III, and then after that, we get to Dalek. Woo! So yeah, please like, subscribe, and I'll see you next week. Goodbye.